Okay, so my story's not really, I guess, embarrassing. It's just like awful that I did it, so don't think bad of me. Okay, so I went home to visit my friend Brienne because I hadn't seen her in a while. And we were like, okay, we're gonna go out. So we get all dolled up and we go to the bars and we heard it's ladies' night. So we go in and then immediately he's like, $10. And I'm like, yeah, it's ladies' night though. He's like, ladies' night before 11. And we're like,
no shit.
Yeah, we're like, I didn't have any cash on me. Brienne didn't have any cash. I had my debit card, but I was gonna pay for her anyways, like for drinks or whatever. So I'm sitting here thinking like, cause whatever, spring break. So I kind of like, you know, kind of go like this to him, and I'm like, I'm like, would you please just let us in this one time? You know, like I came from out of town to see my friend. I just wanted to go in and just have a little bit to drink, you know. And he looks at me and he goes, sorry, honey, you're not my type.
No way.
I was like, gay bouncer, of course, for me. I was like, okay. Yeah.
That was probably my cousin.
So I was like, great. I was like, I'll get Brienne. And I was like, okay, next plan. So we go back out. We're thinking, okay, what can we do? I'm like, well, let's just go back. You know, we'll get a cab. And she's like, we don't have cash. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we see this guy on the corner. He looks kind of shabby, like a bum.
No way.
And, okay, it gets worse. He's like sitting there, like kind of shaking his little cup. We look over and we see this just not change. Like there's, I mean, cash in there. This guy, he's like probably gonna buy a lot of booze. He smelled like booze, by the way, so I don't feel completely bad. And he looks at us and like this, he just smiles and teeth are missing, you know. And he's like, what can I do for you, ladies, you know? And I'm like, could you spare us like a 20? I was like, to get my friend and I in to like, you know, hang out. And he's like, well, you know, what are you gonna do? And I was thinking, I look at Brienne, she's wearing panties, and I was like, I'll take my friend's panties off. Immediately, $20 in my hand, go. You know, he's like, do it. So I'm sitting.
Oh my gosh.
So I felt bad. I'm like, sexily, I look over at Brienne. She's like, you know, sexy looking back at me. So I was like, and I go like that, and I'm like, I took off her panties, you know. I'm like, and he's like, he looks so confused. And he's like, you know, am I drunk or is she?
That's not
I know. And so I'm like, see, and like I show him the panty symbol, and he's just like, oh, he's like, touche. He's like, well played off. And I was like, I'm sorry, thank you so much. And he just like, you know, looked at us like dumbfounded still, like, I can't believe I just lost $20. So we go inside though.
That's some good drugs, man.
We had so much fun though that night, and we don't tell the story to anybody.
I'm sure he told all his hobo friends, dude, I swear she took off her panties in front of me, I swear.
I mean, but he wouldn't be lying, you know?
Yeah. He just leaves the part out.
There's sunglasses, yeah.
It's like, man, chicks will do anything for $20.
Really, you know, right?